So it is really easy to understand that as Jesus is walking through a crowd, there are plenty of other people who are packed around him to make sure that, they're close to him. Some of them are his disciples. Some of them aren't. They're just pressing in and squeezing in on him. If you notice this, exceptionally, I have chosen all men to stand around Jesus, because during Jesus' day, it would have been the men who were out gathering into crowds and into space, which makes this woman's appearance even more unique. The fact that she is coming up behind Jesus really is very quite important and noticeable. You see, because of her bleeding, she is ostracized from her own Jewish community. Because she is sick, because she is ill, she is not able to go out in public. She is not able to go into town to collect any water. She's not able to go and to buy things in the town just like everyone else used to during certain times of the day. She was not allowed to do that. Because she is ill, her religion has indicated that she is condemned by God. Her illness being a direct effect of something she herself or her family has done. Recognize, if you will, that she is breaking the law by coming and being part of this gathering, of this crowd. There are tons of people pressing in on Jesus from all different sides. And they all simply want to be here. They all simply want to be affiliated. They want to be associated. They want to stand and they want to say, hey, I was with him. Yeah, I was standing next to him. Did you see me as I was walking along? I was standing right there. Did you catch me being there? She is the one, though, who is coming along, and all she wants to do, and she's got to be pressing through a massive crowd of people who are following behind. She won't come to him from the front. It'll draw too much attention. It's easier for her to sneak up behind these men to get a way to come in and to simply touch the hem of his garment. And so as she fights her way in, and this is really what it is. Any of you been around Rockefeller Center for the Christmas tree around Christmas time? You know the crowd that is there, the massive crowd that is there, and how you have to fight your way through, and you try to hold on to the rest of your family so you don't lose them. Imagine this is the situation, because this man, Jesus, is drawing such an enormous crowd, not just because of the words he speaks, but also especially because of the actions that he does. And this woman, simply reaching out, just wants to touch him. That's all she wants to do. That's all she wants to do, and Jesus, because he knows all things and is as much God as he is human, recognizes that power has gone out from him. And he stops and he turns. Now, all these people think that he's crazy. How can you say, who touched you? Look at the mob. Look at the crowd that's gathered around you. How can you possibly say, who touched you? There's so many people, but he knows. He knows, and please, if you will, who is the one person that he recognizes out of the whole crowd? The one person that he recognizes out of the whole crowd is the woman who's not even supposed to be there. And what is the distinction? She has reached out in faith. For you and I, who even attempt to believe in God today, sometimes perhaps we're just like the crowd, sort of saying, yeah, I believe, and we're sort of walking along. And if we bear the name Christian, we say, yeah, I go to church. I say a prayer. But are we really, truly willing to reach out in faith? Because it seems to be the one thing that is so fundamentally distinctive about this woman. She is willing to go to any length possible to come face to face with Jesus. And this is a theme I have been preaching about the last 18 years I've been here. Every single person who comes face to face with Jesus never leaves the same. Look at the Gospels. Every single person who encounters Jesus never leaves the same. What does Jesus do? He doesn't hand her a rule book. He doesn't hand her a bunch of laws. He doesn't tell her she has to pray 3 times a day. Doesn't tell her she needs to go to church on Sunday. What does he do? He simply reminds her that her faith has made her whole. Her faith was enough. That's all that was required of Jesus. And yet today, somehow in our structures and institutions, we have made it almost impossible, like for this woman, to even get close to Jesus because of all the rules, all the regulations, all the limitations. You have to be this, you have to be that, you have to be properly prepared, you have to be properly spiritually prepared, whatever that means. I don't even know what that means. And yet all of this somehow keeps us at such a distance from Jesus when the one person who reaches out in faith gets his attention as opposed to the entire mob that is surrounding him. And sometimes, you know, we're the mob. We simply walk around and we say, isn't this cool? I'm hanging out with Jesus. Yeah, I'm one of his followers. But are we actually walking along wanting to reach out in faith? How is it? What would our lives look like? What would the world look like if every single Christian lived up to the one value that Jesus came to talk about? You are loved by the Father. You are passionately loved by God. And my sacrifice is the atonement, the at-one-ment, the sacrifice that brings you and God together. And now you have the ability to live in the spirit of the Holy Spirit coming into your life, and your life can have meaning and purpose and value, and you will understand all these things, and your life will be so much better because of your spiritual fulfillment in and through me. And yet, for some reason, for so many of us, we would rather simply walk along in the crowd and not reach out because this is scary. This is dangerous. We have to ask ourselves, if we reach out and when we do touch Christ, how will our life be changed? What will be required of us? How will our lives change? How much love will we be required to now show to others because we've experienced it first? Because we've experienced face to face, that we too have been transformed because of our encounter with Jesus Christ. Hi, just wanted to thank you so much for watching the video. We hope that what you're coming away with is inspirational and a guide for your life. We're really glad you could be part of our community. Please be sure to like and subscribe to this channel so that you can be continually updated with our new music videos, our new sermons, our new services that are published so that you could stay connected with us. Thanks so much again. God bless you.